Earlier this month, Secretary of State John Kerry insisted saving Kobani was not key to U.S. strategy. So what's up? Does last night's airdrop of weapons show a change in U.S. strategy? Lieutenant Colonel Ollie North joins us. Nice to see you, sir.
Short answer to your question, yes, Greta, it's a change in U.S. strategy, in part because Erdogan has suddenly decided
That's Turkey, President
of Turkey, who is adamantly opposed to an independent Kurdistan. He has long seen the Kurds in Kobani, who are fighting desperately to save their city, as part of the problem, because they're all affiliated with the PKK, the Kurdistan Workers' Party. What he's allowing to happen is Iraqi Kurds to come back up and through and back into Kobani, because he sees those as different Kurds. The reality of it is this. Kobani has been a sideshow, a diversion, ever since it started. Al-Baghdadi, the head of ISIS, has wanted something that would focus our attention while he went to the main fight, and that's Anbar province inside Iraq. What you've got happening inside Iraq today is disastrous. You highlighted some of it in the questions, Admiral Kirby. 15 simultaneous attacks by ISIS today in Iraq. You're looking at Iraq being attacked every single day. As Saud said during your interview with him from Baghdad, every single day suicide bombers are probing and penetrating and rehearsing for an attack on Baghdad. The ISIS forces are ultimately commanded by al-Baghdadi, who sees himself as a caliph. He's going to protect the Sunnis from a hegemon of Shiites that go all the way from the Mediterranean.
Which is why the Shiite neighborhoods are getting in Baghdad.
Exactly. And he's describing us as affiliated with the Shiites. And I'll tell you what will make it even worse. If we do a deal with the Ayatollahs in Tehran on nuclear weapons, we will validate what his propaganda has been saying now for months. If you look at the leadership of ISIS inside Iraq, they're nearly all former Republican Guards senior officers. They know Baghdad. They lived in Baghdad. They're the ones that are conducting these military preparations for an attack that most people, and there's a report on it right here, from people on the ground. These are boots on the ground. They are predicting that there's going to be a major attack in Baghdad against the largest U.S. embassy on the planet. They're at the gates of Baghdad. They're coming for us.
All right. So ISIS is growing?
Growing every day.
All right. Getting stronger?
Yes.
And so you say that all the discussion about Kobani is just a sideshow to distract everybody, that meanwhile, while there's attention on Kobani and what's happening there, that ISIS is just exploding in growth and power and moving in on Baghdad.
Indeed they are. And it's invested now on three sides. Anbar province, which is the Euphrates River Valley, going all the way from one side of Iraq all the way out to the Syrian border, is now in the hands of, except for Haditha Dam, which they will not blow up because they want to control that. It's a third of the electrical power, hydroelectric power, going into Baghdad.
What do you think President Obama's thinking?
I don't think he gives a damn. I think he's hoping that he can hold the lid on this until after this election, so it won't be just another disaster for this administration.
But let's say that's true. But I mean, when we move into December and January, if ISIS has shown no indication it's shrinking or getting weaker. So if it is getting stronger and stronger and growing in numbers, I mean, what happens?
Unless we can build a relationship with the Sunnis that we abandoned in Anbar, it's a hopeless cause.
Is there still time?
Well, there may be time to get him over the election, because if they can forestall this attack on the American embassy in Baghdad, Obama can take a deep breath, and it really doesn't matter to him as long as he gets through the election. How
certain or how good is your information? Is this just a supposition that our Baghdad embassy is going to get hit?
I think there's a lot of Americans out there that are deeply concerned about it. I recommend.
But deeply concerned, or is any sort of evidence? I mean, beyond deeply concerned, I'm concerned every single day when I walk out that I'm not going to get hit by a bus. I mean, what's the deeply concerned level?
It's probably more likely Baghdad gets attacked than you get hit by a bus.
Okay, well, we got that one. Anyway, Colonel North, thank you, sir.